And before you ask, what am I wearing? This sweater is an Italian piece, and it is like a $500 sweater, honey. So, I'm just saying. My recapping Love Island. So today we are recapping episodes 5 to 7. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So we're recapping 3 whole episodes, guys, because it's hard for me to keep up. These episodes, they're coming out very quickly. I can hardly keep up, but we're doing it. We're keeping up, guys. Oh my God. But I have to get this one out so that I can react to the new episode coming, okay? I think there's no episode today, thank God. Thank God, so I can catch up, guys, friends, and family. But yes, so this is why so many people do quick recaps, because it's literally impossible. So we're gonna be quick. So the episode starts out pretty hectic. Melanie's crying, Anaya's consoling her, and to be honest, Melanie was crying so loud I had to turn my TV down because you're not about to have me looking crazy in this. And then Bryce says something about he feels like he's gambling, which is interesting because is this talks of the money? I don't know. I mentally wrote that down though. And then Kenzie says Corbin's as cool as a cucumber, and he's not shaking at all. It's giving bare minimum, but I love it. Then Kata pulls the new guy, and I thought that was a little bit interesting. I thought you and Zach were locked in. So I was very shocked she pulled the new guy, but she said no to kisses. He tried to kiss her, and she said no, which I liked because it's like outside of a challenge, like you don't have to kiss these people unless you want to. Also, these girls have to realize the guys come in trying to kiss everyone because they're trying to get a connection to stay in the villa. Trinity comes in for the schnight, and Corbin says he's pleasantly surprised. So maybe I feel like at home he probably doesn't usually go for girls like Trinity. He mentioned something about how she's actually very beautiful and she's soft-spoken. So maybe he doesn't normally like loud girls or something. I don't know. It was giving that, the way he worded it. And what is Corbin's accent? He sounds like he's from the islands. How come every time someone's from Puerto Rico or something else, they say it, but with him, they have not shown where his accent's from. Obviously, it's an island accent. Jamaica, Bermuda, one of those places, and they have not said where he's from, and it's really annoying. Even though I don't think Corbin and Trinity are going to be a thing, I think they'd make such a pretty baby. They'd make something like me. I feel like their baby would be like somewhat like me, but it would be way prettier because Trinity's face card. She also kind of looks like Snoop Dogg. Have you guys noticed that? She looks like a female Snoop Dogg, but she has like the cutest face card ever. She's adorable. Reminds me of a little possum or a chihuahua. I love people who look like animals. So now Sean and Trinity are talking as he's doing his, save me rounds. And to be honest, I don't think Sean's going to get saved. The girls are talking and Kata says that Buddy there tried to kiss her. And she's like, yeah, he's just like, And then Melanie's like, oh, he's like a professional bombshell. Yeah, no, he's not that professional. He's just doing what they do on here and you're falling for it. But anyway, who am I to judge? And then Bryce, like he's always worried about turning up his game. That to me, it almost makes me feel like he really does like Trinity a lot, because why is he so focused about turning up his game all the time? You're fine, buddy. You're fine where you're at. She's liking what's going on so far. So yeah, turn up your game when it comes to like how you feel about her. But like everything else, it's not that big of a deal, bro. Relax. And they cut to Melanie. She's like, yeah, Sincere didn't cuddle me. And then they cut to Sincere and he's like in his bonnet and he's like, yeah, I just couldn't even touch it, bro. So the couples are coupling. Everyone's bringing each other's food. And Kenzie and Sean are acting like they're locked in. Everybody else had like a little peck, but then Kenzie and Sean, like, it was like passion there. I don't know. Did that seem misplaced to you guys? I don't know. Melanie says a little prayer while she's doing her makeup. And I was like, oh, that's cute. She's got to pray away all those demons from yesterday. They were stalking her heavily, so I'm glad she's protected today. Okay. Shout out to God. So Kenzie's optioned up. Her and don't remember her name. I'll put it there. Her, they have a chat about it. And yeah, Kenzie sounds drunk though. I have a friend who's a bit of an alcoholic, and I'm not going to lie, she sounds and acts exactly like Kenzie, sorry. So I don't know. You guys got to watch her alcohol intake and make sure that this does not start a problem for her. And Anaya and Kenzie decide to do a like meditation type thing, and Kenzie's stretching out her groin. And to be honest, it was so funny. She's just so naturally hilarious. I love it. I'm loving every second of her stretching out her groin. And she's right though. There is a lot of scientific evidence that shows that, opening up your pelvis and doing that is actually super good for the female energy. And so she's actually right, even though it looks a little crazy and it's funny, she's actually right. There is scientific evidence. So Sean's trying to weigh out his options and sitting down. He's like, so Gabe, oh yeah, and B2. What should I do? And they're just like, just flirt. I'm like, he's been doing a lot of that. I think he needs to do a little bit more than just flirt. But yeah. Kenzie tells the new guy he did too much. He comes correct pretty quickly. I was like, okay, all right, clock it. And yeah, so he basically says sorry and that he knows he kind of was overly. So fast forward, and Mel and Beatrice finally have their chat. To be honest, at first I was like, oh, this is not going well. And then it just turned into the most, like, all jokes aside, I just feel like it was just really real and it was raw. Beatrice talked about how she doesn't usually kind of have that like feminine side to her, and that this whole situation kind of pulls out a different side of her that she's like not quite used to, and that like guys like Gabe allow her to get into that feminine side a little bit more, but that's just not naturally how she is. She talks about being raised in a way to be strong, don't cry. And I thought that like conversation, like it literally gave me goosebumps, because like I was just like, oh my God. And I just love that they both gave each other like their props like that. Like it really made me take a step back and see Melanie differently. I was like, yeah, no, Melanie, she's not bad. She's not bad. So then it cuts to Mel and Sincere chatting, and I'm like, Mel loves this, man. She is locked in. Like all this is a show. It's clear she's obsessed. It's clear she loves him. It's clear she doesn't actually care about Corbin or any of the new bombshells. She's just going to do that so that Sincere, tastes his own medicine, I guess. Anyways, then Casey and Anaya start talking, and to be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about this conversation. I understand it's like a positive conversation for like the community, but like I just feel like I don't know. I'm like, what made him say that? Like, I don't want anyone feeling sorry for me. So conversations like this, even though it is beautiful and like some people are like, oh, this is such a sweet conversation, like I feel like I like conversations like this, but I don't, because I feel like it puts so much extra. And I think that's a hot take that people are not going to like me for. Like, legit, but I don't care. Corbin's pulling Kata again, and they have a cute chat. But yeah, when he pulled Kata, they like pan to Zach, and my God. Yeah, it's just gorgeous. Kata says she's happy she didn't kiss him because now she's kind of hard to get. And I feel like she did not expect that shit to air. Because, what? Anyway, I thought her and Zach were locked in. I don't know. Kenzie and Gabriel are talking. And to be honest, I feel like, I don't think that that's a match. But I feel like they actually, vibe a little more than Beatrice might think. Kenzie said she's not sure about talking to Gabriel because she feels like she does not want anything to do with Beatrice. She says that she feels like she's walking on eggshells and it's getting sticky. So Trinity and Bryce sit down for a chat. Bryce says he feels closer and closer to her every day. Oh. And she says she does too. And Bryce says, really? Was it those white ass hips moving? No, Bryce. What? Like, Bryce was so funny for that. And then he's like, what did he say? He was like, that shit was looser than you thought, eh? But anyway, they both agreed that they feel like they can talk about anything. And so that was really sweet. Then she asked if he had an ugly face. He says he was bullied for being too hot. I'm just kidding. No, he didn't say that. He said that a girl like called him attractive in the hallway, like the prettiest girl in the school. And then he was like bullied ever since because the dudes were jealous. She says that she was kind of an ugly duckling. And he's like, what? How? And then she's like, well, in the Black Hispanic community, you know, it's thicker is better. And then he's like, well, I kill for this type of body type that you got. And you have a doll face. And I was like, oh, okay, Brian. They seem kind of genuine, guys. I don't know. Am I shipping? I just spit. My bad. I'll cut that out. I'm like, am I shipping this now? Am I on the ship? Am I getting on the ship? Am I boarding the ship? I don't know. Okay, so the text comes through. They talk about, you know, whoever doesn't get picked is going home. So yeah, they know that someone's going home. Corbin gets a text saying that he gets to pick first. Wow. Oh, yes. And the sponsorships. I mean, it is working. Because I went and bought some CeraVe yesterday. I'm just saying. So that little sponsorship is working. Because I had to look up like, the benefits of this lotion everybody's using, you know. And I looked it up and the benefits are benefiting. I was like, okay, let me go get me some. Kenzie pulls the boys to talk about the connection. And I thought that was kind of smart because like the boys are going to give you better advice about boys, you know. For some reason, I feel like Sincere thought that she was like trying to pull him. I don't know. Because he's like, both of us. Okay, so fast forward, Ariana comes in and she's looking great. Corbin's looking at her like, and to be honest, I feel like that's his type. I feel like he would pick Ariana if she was in the villa. Anyway. So the boys are sweating because they just announced that Corbin's picking first. So they're all sweating. And the face cards, when they pan around to everybody reacting, the face cards. So Corbin goes with Kenzie. So that leaves Sean vulnerable. And yeah, so everybody picks their partners. I feel like Casey was good to Anaya right in time because I feel like she would have picked Sean if it wasn't for their little chat. The last person is Trinity, and I am sitting on the edge of my seat because I'm like, if Trinity picks Sean, I am going to freak out because I just got on the Trinity and Bryce ship. I just got off the ship. I don't want to get off this soon. So yeah, Trinity does the right thing, picks Bryce, and we're all laughing. We're smiling, except for Sean. Sean's crying. Sean's unhappy. He's not actually crying. He didn't actually cry, but he's unhappy. And Trinity is crying. And you know what? Then Bryce cries. And I'm like, oh my God, see, Trinity and Bryce, they're like the same person. They both cried over Sean, who I personally didn't give a about, you know? So I saw Sean's mom posted online, you know, saying that he's a great guy and blah, blah, blah. And that made me feel bad for calling him overly freaked out. However, he was a little thirsty in that one challenge. Okay, Mom? Don't come for me. Don't come for me. You made a very handsome son, but he does have that like stocky build, like, you know, the cop build, like Ninja Turtle. Anyway, God loves Sean, and I think that he's going to be just fine. He's a fine looking man for somebody. And yeah. It's like to pop the balloon. I'd pop the balloon on Sean and then I'd be like, I don't know. You know, it's just not my vibe. Sean was smiling at the speech, but then he remembered, oh, wait, that means I'm going home. Damn. But yeah, Mel switching back and forth like she's normal is just so funny to me because it's just like, weren't you just batshit crazy? Now you're normal and I like you again. What's going on? Did anyone else catch Corbin giving them the up and down? When Sincere and Melanie matched, he was like, it's almost like he's like, weren't you the most excited about me? Now you look the most locked in. When they said Sean's off the island, everyone got right shocked, which was really confusing to me because the beginning text already said who doesn't get picked is going home. So why is everyone acting fake shocked? Kenzie pulls Sean before he leaves, and to be honest, I think that was really sweet. She did the right thing. Like, even though Sean was clearly just trying to stay in the villa, I think that she still did the right thing by pulling him, because to her, the connection was real. But yeah, even though I didn't like bond to Sean personally, like in my like parasocial world of reality TV, I didn't really click with Sean in that way. But I still think they should bring him back next year because he seems to be a fan favorite. You know how they brought Rob back? Maybe they should bring Sean back. Anyway, so that was the end of episode 5. Episode 6 starts out with pretty... So this video was too long, so I had to put it in 2 different parts. Subscribe for part 2.